Hi guys, so I was originally planning on making a commentary on Duolingo today, but then my friend was like, don't do that. And so I was like, what should I make a commentary on? He was like, I don't know, call people bald. So Ibex the Fish and Archangel 1957, y'all are both bald. Anyways, back to the actual commentary. So I was gonna talk about things that make no sense. For example, telling someone to make a commentary about you calling them bald. But uh, the reason that I decided to make a commentary on this is because I saw my cousin. He was also like my best friend, and he was I was like I constantly like throughout my day whenever I interact with other human beings, I'm just like that makes no sense. Why do people do that? But this time what how it's happening was I don't remember who. I don't think it was him, but there was like a baby. I don't like babies because they're annoying, but like actually I just don't like a lot of things that I find them annoying that most people don't find annoying. But anyways, I think it was his mom, so my aunt, who was just talking to the baby in a high-pitched voice. Now, people, when they talk to babies, in case you haven't seen a person, what they do is they talk in a high-pitched voice and like ignore a lot of words whenever they speak to babies. And now if you're wondering why, because this makes no sense, so do I. But I haven't got. Here's the thing: omitting certain words to prioritize the more important ones, that somewhat makes sense, because that way the babies will start to like be able to communicate, and then you can work on the like finer details later. But speaking in a high pitched voice, that is just like derogative, okay? Like if I talk to my mom, and then I like start whenever she says something to me, I'd just like talk back in a really high pitched voice, like "Oh, hello, mommy," you know. That would probably be considered like rude. I don't know. Rudeness is another thing that makes no sense to me, but it would probably be considered rude, but people do it to babies, and then are like, "Ooh, yay!" You know, like that's so cute or whatever. I don't know. Also, people call babies cute, but they're like generally bald, have massive foreheads, and are incredibly like chubby. It's kind of like, yeah, I feel like there's a contradiction there, buddy. But okay. Anyways, that's my first thing. Also, I was like, okay, if I want to do this, I need like a ton of things to talk about. This might be pretty hard. And then I just like looked around my room and immediately saw or thought about like 10 things that make no sense to me. So, not actually going to be as hard as I thought it would be. So, next thing, common factor games. That's what I wrote down. Because, oh yeah, I have like a tiny list next to me so that I don't just like blank out and spend a minute thinking, because that's happened to me before. But I was thinking, you know, those games where they're like, oh, you get 10 points. Oh, you get 20 points. Oh, you get 50 points. Yeah. These have never made much sense to me. Like, why not just do you get 1 point, 2 points, and 5 points? There's literally no reason to add the extra zero at the end, except to make it more annoying to write down or say or whatever. Like, why? And it's like, oh, because knowing people, you see, this is another thing. If you haven't met people yet, you may find they're incredibly stupid. Like, they do the weirdest things. It's pretty funny and also really annoying. But like, probably the reason is just because, ooh, it's a bigger number. Now, if it's the whole point of the game is a ratio, so it doesn't make any sense. For example, oh, another thing that doesn't make sense. Why would people try and skip here? Like, makes no sense. But, uh, oh yeah. Also, this is like not done live. I'm just like looking at the recording as I record this, so I know when to stop. But anyways, people, it's like, why can't you just have it divided by 10? Is it so that the number's bigger? Or another stupid reason, maybe people are like, oh, it's easier to do math with numbers that end in zero. Now listen, if you're one of those people, just think about that for 2 seconds, okay? Anyways, next thing. Okay, so people want to be an astronaut, okay? This is like, when kids want to be an astronaut, it's like, okay, because adults don't tell them things, okay? There's another thing that annoys me. Adults are always like holding things back. Like, dude, oh, I don't want to crush the kid's dream. Dude, just tell them so they don't waste time thinking about it. And if so, they're already prepared. But like, astronaut is like one of the most dangerous professions like ever. You know, like the only thing more dangerous is the president. Also, don't kids also want to be the president sometime? I don't know. But here's the thing. Kids, it doesn't make all that not much sense. I don't know. I just said that in a terrible way. It's like, yeah, you want to be an astronaut? Cool. You want to go to space because it'll be cool and you could be famous or something like that. Same with the president or whatever. But like, okay, astronaut gets paid a decent amount. President doesn't even get paid very much money. Why would you want to be a president? And it's like the most dangerous occupation in like the United States. And since a lot of my viewers aren't from the United States, I don't know what to tell you, mate. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, but seriously, astronaut, it's like very dangerous, you know? And you're kind of like going out somewhere that like there's a reason that most people don't go to space because it's kind of dangerous. And it's like, oh, it's like what? You want to smell the fresh air Ha, no, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna be stuck inside of a spaceship that's super cramped with like nothing nice in it at all. Like that does not sound like the most enjoyable vacation, you know? And also it'd be super expensive to go there, and also you'd have to do a ton of training and then a whole lot of exercise and just a whole lot of things that don't sound very fun. But and it's, yeah, dangerous, and it's like, oh, but the time you spend, like, let's say you're going to the moon, oh, walking, this time spent walking on the moon, that's so worth it, right? Right. No, you're just stuck inside of a spacesuit and can't do anything. I don't know. Just doesn't exactly seem worth wasting like your entire life just to go to space like twice and then get stuck inside of like a thing where you can't even walk properly. I don't know, just doesn't seem the most worth it to me. But people do what people do. Speaking of which, vacations make zero sense. Why would you want to go? Oh, it looks so beautiful. Listen, if it looks beautiful, look at a picture. Okay. Oh, but it looks better in real. First, it looks better in like first person or something. Ah, yeah. That's no. Just look at pictures, okay? And then you save like a whole lot of money. It's like, oh, what about the smell? Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure people are selling like bottled air that smells good or something. I don't know. Oh, that's like a somewhat valid point, but again, why would you leave your house so you can't play Bedwars anymore? Or even if you can, because you bring your laptop, you'll have like worse FPS and worse ping and stuff, probably, unless you're going on vacation to like high pixel servers, where I've gone on vacations near there and I wasn't able to play because I didn't have a setup. Dude, I think I have a screenshot of me with 4 ping, and that man, that was crazy. I wish I could have played sumo. You know, I could have just like tapped them all and they'd be like, "What reach?" And it's like, ha, no. I'm just like connected. I'm living in Hypixel's basement right now. Anyways, vacations make no sense. I much rather stay. Actually, I kind of just don't want to go anywhere except for home. So yeah, but that's just me, I think, and some other people. Next thing, uh, handshakes, hugs, any sort of physical contact. Like, what, you're done talking, negotiating with someone about something, and so you both stick your hands out, grab each other, and wiggle. Like, just saying, that's an incredibly weird thing. I don't know. Why do people do it? Hugs? That's just like a handshake with your body, man. I mean, at least you're not like wiggling too. But it just seems kind of weird. Also, one thing my mom has said about me, I have a way of like saying something that like is ordinary, making it sound really weird. For example, that way I just described handshakes. That's why I just thought of it. But yeah, I do that sometimes. Maybe that's why I think things are weird, because I'm just describing them wrong. Instead of saying, "Oh yeah, you just like, I don't know, greet each other, whatever," I'm saying that you wiggle, you extend out your arms, grab each other, and then wiggle. That just sounds pretty funny. Next thing, uh, oh yeah, this one. Most of these things are just like somewhat annoying or just like rather amusing. But this one, math team projects or whatever, or just math like group assignments, is just the stupidest thing. Like, I think school in general makes like very little sense and is like incredibly stupid, and it just seems like there's so much better ways to do this. But math team project. Let me tell you a story. I think this was in eighth or ninth. Yeah, I think it was eighth grade. But I was in this math class, okay? And I was sitting. There was like another guy and girl, and then we were like doing. And they said math assignment, all right? And I am not a very talkative person, so so what happened was basically she had a handshake sheet of problems, and I think we were only assigned to do one, which is like even stupider, because normally whenever I get assigned to a project, we just split up the problems, like you do 1 through 5, you do 6 through 10 or whatever, blah blah blah, and then we just do them all so it can get faster. That makes so much sense. But multiple people working on the same project, like, dude, this ain't exactly like making a massive proof, and you need multiple people thinking. This is like algebra, man. This isn't exactly the most complicated. And so then I kind of just sat in silence while the other guy and the girl, they were like talking it out and thinking about like how to do it. And then fun fact, we actually got different answers, okay? But here's where the even stupider part of the whole thing is. Like, you can force me to work in a group, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna talk, right? It just means I'm gonna do the problem. Like, what do you expect from me, my man? You want us to discuss? And we got a different answer, and we're just kind of like, okay. And so then the teacher asked us, like, oh, what'd y'all get for this problem? Because she asked us for some reason. I don't know. I guess we were just the people who she picked to ask. But we were like, oh yeah, so they got this answer and I got this answer. And then guess what? Turns out my answer was correct and theirs was wrong. Ha, take that. I don't know. I don't really care. Because I don't actually care. But then the teacher was like, but why did you do that on your own? I was like, what? I just did the problem. Like, but you were supposed to work as a team. And I was like, they worked as a team and they got it wrong. Seems like, I mean, I didn't actually say this, but this is what I was thinking. I was like, they just worked as a team and got it wrong. Seems like you should instead focus on actually doing the problem instead of just like talking. Like, what do you want me to do? Oh, what's 4 times 3? Let's see. Discuss it with your team. Okay, okay, I think 4 times 3 might be 6. No, it's 12. No, it's 12. Okay, thank goodness we discussed that with our team. Next, we're going to do, okay, if you subtract x plus y equals y, and you subtract x from both sides, you get y equals y minus x, right? I mean, that's like a really terrible example, and that doesn't really work, but whatever. But they're just so stupid, man. It's like, why did you care that we didn't work together? And she gave us a whole lecture on working together. Oh well, I'm gonna end this commentary. I could do a whole nother commentary on these sorts of things. But anyways, bye-bye. Subscribe down, like I said in chat.